We're going to do is the Dream Demon. Now, if you remember the Dream Demon, he was one of the more complex characters because it had the real world versus the dreamscape, and we still have that because I know a lot of people liked that idea of different realms or different states. So we still have that, but now it's meant to evoke a feeling of you being worn down, tired, beat down, and fighting against that. So for that, we came up with fatigue tokens, because you're fatigued, you're tired. And the more fatigue tokens you have, the longer you're going to stay in the dreamscape. And in fact, when you get 4 or more fatigue tokens on you at a time, you are instantly taken to the dreamscape. There's no more... I mean, you can voluntarily get fatigue tokens, as if you were taking sleeping pills, but the instant you get 4 or more, you're in the dreamscape. You fell asleep. You couldn't help yourself. Let's see. Villain cards apply to all characters. Perform the event based on whether the character is in the real world or the dreamscape. Because every one of his cards, and I'll just put 1 or 2 up here while we're doing the demos, and you'll see it when we play. Every one of them has a dreamscape real world option, depending on where the character's at. So that's another thing that's different. Any location card causing a single combat round is blank, but you instantly suffer 1d6 fatigue. Then remove that card from the game. So it's him just chasing you down. If you're in the dreamscape, you encounter the location's discard pile instead of the deck. That's the same as before. The difference is, before it was you pick a random card. Now, not only do you have the option, you can pick a random card, or you can detach a clue to choose the card you want to encounter in the discard pile, because you've seen this before. It looks familiar, a deja vu type of thing. If you see any discarded location cards are shuffled into the locations deck, that's the same. We also have lucid dreaming. That's a new thing now. As an action in the dreamscape, you can overturn 3 cards from your location deck into the discard pile. This way you're seeding the discard pile for something cool that you might want to get. Characters can detach a clue to remove 1d6 fatigue tokens. When you have no fatigue tokens, the Dream Demon is brought into the real world. And here's the other thing that's different. When you bring the Dream Demon into the real world, you're bringing him to wherever location you're at. And if there are any traps, and we'll talk about traps in a minute, and you'll see traps, they instantly go off. And that's how you're dealing damage to the Dream Demon, is you're building traps in the real world, going into the dreamscape, and dragging him back. Dragging him into the real world and setting off all of your traps. So yeah, he suffers 1d3 for each trap at the location. Then you detach all traps, stand your character pawn up, because you lay it down when you're in the dream world, just so you can easily tell the difference. But you'll see again when we play. Let's see. In the real world, if the Dream Demon loses a single combat round after suffering damage, he goes back to the dreamscape. Fall asleep, characters can detach a clue and gain 1d3 fatigue tokens. That's the one we were talking about just a minute ago. And then you can lay a trap, and this isn't an action, so you can do it as much as you want. Place an attached item on your location. That item is now a trap. So that's how you lay traps out. Is if you have an item equipped to your character, you put it onto the location, it's now a trap. You win when the Dream Demon's killed. Dream Demon wins by gathering the 5 pieces of his song. So that's still the same. The song is still in the deck, and he's trying to get that. You're all his children now. And on the villain turn, the first thing you do is you return the Dream Demon to the dreamscape. And if he's in the real... Characters in the real world gain a fatigue, and characters in the dreamscape roll 1d6. They either gain a clue or have a single combat round against the Dream Demon. So you're either running or you're fighting in the dreamscape at all times. Alright, so that's the Dream Demon. We're going to take a look at him in just a bit. We're going to bring the camera down and we'll show you what he looks like. Alright, so we're back with the Dream Demon. Our locations for this one is we have the forest again. Again, if you have to escape from combat at the forest, move to a random location, we have the church, the asylum. Again, all these are randomly picked. General store, the prison, and the cemetery. And we'll go with where we need to. We'll explain more detail as we get to them. We have the spiritualist, the Sherlock Holmes, which we did edit Sherlock Holmes a bit to make him less OP. So now it's whenever he makes a successful perception check, he gains a clue. And he has 2 abilities. The first one's Keen Observation, gain +1 nerve or +1 perception till the end of the villain turn. And then Elementary is the deal 1 to the villain. But that costs 2 clues this time instead of just 1. And we have the Nice Guy. Alright. Dream Demon, again, we got to lay out traps. We got to bring the Dream Demon into the real world and set off those traps. We win when his deck is gone. He wins when he finds all 5 songs. And that's where we sit. So we're going to take the spiritualist. Well, since she's better at the church anyway, let's head her there. And again, all completely random. We drew, and we got the deacon. Deacon's an ally. Now, if we want to, while we're in the real world, in order to lay a trap, it doesn't cost an action. We just take any attached items and put them on the location. Just like falling asleep, we detach a clue and gain 1d3 of the fatigue token. Alright, so that's her. We go to Sherlock. The white is going. Sherlock's going to go. We're sending Sherlock to prison. Now, the villain suffers +1 damage for each character at the prison. So that's also a good thing. We do your cell. Your cell door's locked. Pick the lock and escape. Combine your perception and nerve and count the successes. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Holmes works best in prison. But he only has 6 health. That's the danger. He has decent stats, but his health is low. He gets 1, 2, 3. So on 2 or more successes, you slip and fall before the creature. Under your bunk you see solid steel bar. Grab it as you leave the cell. Attach your cell to gain +1 attack. Now we're going to hold on to that for now, because we're not ready to go into the dream world yet. But we want to make sure we put all of our traps out before we go in, because you can't lay a trap when you're in the dream world because you're not affecting the real world. Only he can affect the real world. Alright, blue, Mr. Nice Guy. Let's send Mr. Nice Guy to the store. Clean up on aisle 3. Look around confused at the suddenly empty store. You hear scraping nails across the tile floor. Zombie 3. So ours is 2 versus 3. And we win. Go us. That's Mr. Nice Guy right here. And like I said, we use the clues to either gain or remove fatigue tokens in addition to all the other stuff you can use clues for. Alright, so now when it comes to the villain's turn, we return the demon, Dream Demon to the dreamscape. He's already there. We don't have to worry about that. Anybody in the real world gains 1 fatigue token. Now, since we're all in the real world, we each get 1, 2, and there we go. Everybody has fatigue tokens. Just shows us getting more and more tired as the game goes on. You're going to get fatigue tokens pretty quickly in this, and then you'll be able to enter the dream world and the dreamscape and come back to the real world pretty quickly. Now we have his villain card is Another Victim, and just like his ability, this one also has dreamscape and real world on it, as you'll see when we put them up here so you can see them. Nobody's in the dreamscape, so we ignore that. But real world, someone fell asleep. Make an agility check against the Dream Demon's combat. So their combat starts off at 5. Her agility is 2, so it's 2 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And wow, she succeeded. I didn't see that coming. Succeed. There was a warning sliced into their skin. Gain 1d3 clues. So she gets 1 clue from the skin slicings. Oh, she would have actually gotten an extra die, but she won anyway. Now, Sherlock only has 1 agility. Nothing. And he won. Okay. Dream Demon won that one. Fail. Remove an ally in any location's deck from the game, and the Dream Demon heals 1d6. Nothing to heal, but let's remove a cemetery ally. Again, I just picked one at random. Let's go with you. That ally was killed. And it says any location, so if you're wondering, you can do it to any location. Now it's back to 2 versus 5, because the nice guy. That's a tie. It's all in the reflexes. Ooh, 3-1. No, I definitely lost that one. And again, he would heal 1d6, but isn't going to. And let's get rid of somebody from the forest. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to keep the wolves, because I think it's cool to have a pack of wolves on hand. Ooh, the park ranger's nice, though, because we'll need nerve for this character. Let's get rid of the other park ranger. Yeah, I like the old hermit. Trapper's good. Okay. Sherlock. At the prison. Bulletproof vest. Make a perception check. His is 4. He should get this. And he soundly does. Alright, succeed. Bulletproof vest must have fallen behind some boxes. Attach it. Reduce damage suffered by 1. So Sherlock Holmes has a bulletproof vest. And it doesn't count as equipped, which is always nice. Combine your nerve and your health for the check on Chi-Chi. 3 for the nerve. 2, 4, 6 for that. And count the successes. Oh my goodness. Even after all of that, we got 1. Well, let's see. 1 to 2. He tells you it's Chi-Chi, a prison snack. Dig in, remove 1d3 damage. Well, we didn't have any. If we got 3 or more successes, we would have actually been able to take some with us. But we didn't. Alright, Mr. Nice Guy. Blue. Do you want to stay at the store? No. You're going to head over here to the cemetery just for the giggles of it. Skeleton. Skeleton, 4 versus 2. Okay. Well, that wasn't what I was hoping for. Take 1 damage. I think I'm going to go again. Take 1 more damage. You know what? I'm going to need I'm going to risk it. Nope. 1 more damage. Okay. Nah, I think we're going to try to run. And we don't. Take 1 more damage. There we go. Nope, we didn't run. Good. Nothing there. And we run. Okay. Let's go home so we can heal then. Alright, so that was your 2. Come back to her. Now when she starts there, she has to make a perception check. Luckily hers is 3. She gets it, which means she gets +1 to a check at the church. I should have rolled 4 for that. I gotta get used to her doing that. Sister Catherine, bloodied and battered, and none with an inner strength, stumbles towards you up the aisle. She says she needs help. You or any other player at the church may detach a clue to render aid to Sister Catherine. Well, of course, she's going to do that. If you detach a clue, place Sister Catherine next to the player starting area. When any player removes health at the player starting area, remove an additional. So there you go. So now it's 1d3 plus 1 that you remove, because she's there to lend a helping hand. And an off-screen teleport. So he decides to come to the real world and or attacking through dreams, because technically he's not in the real world, but he is trying to attack. And there we go. Luckily, she still has her +1 to a check, so that's +1 and +1 for being there. So that's 3 attack, 3 combat versus his 5. Not insurmountable. We could send him right back using a clue if we had one, but we don't. So we got to do this. 1 to 1. Since we tied, we all know what happens with a single combat round when we tie. We both go home. Alright, so that was her 2 in the real world. 1 for you, 1 for you, and 1 for you. Okay, and then we overturn this. Blood on your hands. Real world. Bind your wounds. Make a nerve check. Remove 1 damage for each success, but you gain a fatigue for each fail. So we make a nerve check. Hers is 4. 3, but plus... No, she's not at the church. See, now the time when I remember that. So it's 3. So she would remove 1 damage, but she doesn't. She gets 2 fatigue. Now, again, once the instant you get 4 or more fatigue, you have entered the dreamscape. That means you're now going to use that when it comes to any cards or when you interact with anything. Which I might like to do over here at the prison to get Chi-Chi, or here to try to get that. Alright. So yeah, a nerve check of 3. None. So he gets 3 of these. And your nerve is 3 as well. So you get 1, so you remove 1 damage, and you failed with 2, so everybody goes to sleep. Not permanently, one would hope. Alright, so that's blood on your hands. Take this, pass it over. Now remember, in order to get rid of these, you would spend a clue when you're in the dreamscape and remove 1d6 of them. When you have no fatigue on you, the dream demon is brought into the real world, suffers 1d3 for each trap. If there are no traps there, he simply returns to the dreamscape. Okay, since we didn't get to lay out any traps yet, that's that. He could lay out 2 of them when he wakes up, but we have to get clues. And what else is nice is on the villain turn, you have a chance, a good chance, I should say, of gaining clues, because it'll give you 1 on a 1 to 4 roll. So there's that. But anyway, blue is going to. Blue can still heal, so we're going to do that. Get back up there. And blue's going to say, let's head over to... Blue's going to come down here to the prison with white. Okay, so Mr. Nice Guy's hanging out there. One of the things you can do as an action in the dream realm, in the dreamscape, is lucid dreaming. You overturn 3 cards from your location deck into your discard pile. So we'll just do that. I came to the forest and I said I'm going to do some real lucid dreaming. In other words, I'm going to control what my dreams are. So I would overturn 3 cards. Okay, so this way now whenever we want to encounter it, we have something there to encounter. It's not like there's nothing there. Plus, if we had a clue, we could spend it and choose the card we wish to encounter. Now we come back to Sherlock. And if I missed a perception check for brain freeze, any of his abilities, well, that's on me. That's my fault for doing this while. So it is what it is. All right. Sherlock, sitting at the prison, white, is going to try to get Chi-Chi, just so he can have another item so we can start putting out traps when we come back. So he tries it with the nerve and his health, which is 6 and 3. That'll call that 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Hopefully we get 3 or more. Now normally it would be a random one out of the discard pile, but there's literally only 1. And yes, he got 3. He gives you the bag for the road. Attach and place 3 tokens on Chi Chi. You remove a token to remove 1d3. When there's no tokens, discard it. So we'll put 3 tokens on here. Good. Now we got to get clues and wake him up. And we'll do the dreaming thing. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so then it comes back to him. Dreamscape. Each character, roll 1d6. So she got a 2, which means she finds out something. He got a 4. Again, 1 to 4, they gain a clue. 5 to 6 is a single combat round against the Dream Demon. And that's that. And remember, any location card that says single combat round, which is what I should have done here, again, any location card causing single combat round is blank, but you gain 1d6 fatigue. Then you have to remove this card from the game. So this one was encountered. That's my mistake. In fact, I will give her 4 of these right now. Because that's who had it. I'm 90% sure. Alright. So, we did the Dreamscape stuff. Now we do grab the Dreamer. So instead of doing the real world stuff, we do the Dreamscape stuff. He chases you into a boiler room. You know, because combine your perception and agility for this check and count the successes. Perception's 3, agility's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like these more varied checks that we're doing with this whole new set. Combining things, using different stats. And she got 2. You're safe but exhausted. Gain 1d3 of these. Wow, she got 3. 1, 2, 3. In fact, let's change 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a 5er. Alright, you. 4 and 1, that's 5. You got 2, so you're still tired. So you get 1. And again, usually the average would be 5 when you're doing these. Ooh, you got 4 successes. 3 or more. Slam your arm against a hot pipe. Suffer 1d3 damage. So you take 1 damage from the hot pipe. But you remove 1d6 fatigue. 2. Well, it's better than nothing. It's better than gaining them, right? So that's that. Okay. Now, you come back to here. And she will go ahead and... You know what? She's going to risk this. Now, do I want to... Let's trap her, Eerie Lighting, or the Park Ranger. Alright, you know what? We're just going to encounter a random one for her first thing. Apparently you wanted out real bad. So, Eerie Lighting. Figure approaches you, a hood hides his face, suddenly a flashlight appears under his chin, he yells, "Boo!" You realize it wasn't the light made him creepy, it was his teeth. Why does he have so many? Make an agility or nerve check. Her nerve is 3, so let's make that nerve. And... oh, good. We succeeded. You knock it down and run. Move to any adjacent location and encounter it as a free action. Well, okay. Since we're discarding this in the Dreamscape, it's got to get shuffled in. And the only one adjacent that we can encounter is here. Clean up on aisle 3. 5. Jars fall and shatter, invisible hands draw into the contents, make a perception check. Alright, so for perception we have 4 dice. We succeed, and that says to her, gain a clue. So I'm going to show you this now. We shuffle this back in. Characters may detach a clue to remove 1d6 fatigue tokens. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to show you what it's like with her. So we're going to detach 1. So she removes 2. She only has 1 clue left, so we'll use it anyway. 5. We'll get rid of this one because she got a lot of fatigue over the last couple of turns, so she was really tired. But now she's getting a little better. Okay. Now we come back here to Sherlock, and I really, 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 really want Sherlock to wake up. I think, yeah, there's an off-screen teleport in here, but that was encountered because of the lucid dreaming. We didn't actually encounter it. Now, here's the thing. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna put that down there. 5 or high. Oh man, a 1. Such is life. Okay. So he's going to. And again, that doesn't take an action, which is why you do get so many fatigue tokens, because as long as you have clues, and it's why I also chose to give a clue at the beginning of the villain turn on a better than average shot, because again, you know. All right, we got P-Wing. P-Wing held the most violent, depraved inmates who died in a fire that touched the old prison. Doors to the wing slam shut, and you can't open them. Combine any 2 stats for a check and count the successes. So 6 and 4 is 10. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need to get 4 or higher. Yeah, because the other stuff is just that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. Congratulations to us. You find the fuel that burned the old wing. Attach P-Wing. You may detach P-Wing to deal 1d3 damage to the villain. Not bad. So we can actually use that, or we could put it down as a trap. Either one is doing 1d3 to the villain. So there we go. Yeah, and don't forget, laying a trap does not cost an action. Completely free. I just gotta get out of this. I gotta wake up. And that's what I want for this. I want this to feel like that. Man, I gotta wake up. I gotta wake up. And if you're in the dream world, you can't interact with the people in the real world because you're in different planes. Now, we can trade items here because we're both in the dream realm, the dreamscape. But if I wake up, then you can't. So, I'm going to have Mr. Nice Guy, blue, encounter. Tell you what. Heads left, tails right. I didn't want to do it too loud because I know how this is. Alright, so do the right one, which is, of course, you're an off-screen teleport. Alright, so an off-screen teleport, again, we remove it from the game. You're really tired by this, so he gets 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, your other action, I believe it's only Mason, the inmate. Combine your agility and nerve. So 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 is again usually the average we're going to get here. We got 1. Let's see. He thanks you and tells you where the guards are at. Gain 1d3 clues. So he's happy you helped him. But you don't get to attach him. He doesn't come with you. You don't free him. However, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to spend 1 just to keep up with this ever-growing fatigue. Spend another 1 to get rid of 2. Do I want to stay in for 1 more turn? I wish I had another action left. I'd give some clues to Sherlock. Let him use them on his next turn. But we don't, so now we move on. So we come back to here, and Dreamscape 1d6 for you. A 1, that gives her a clue. A 4, that gives him a clue. 5, here you go. 5 and 6 is a single combat round against the Dream Demon. So Mr. Nice Guy, okay, Mr. Nice Guy, there he is going to be doing this. Now, if the Dream Demon wins, he has to fight Sherlock next. But let's deal with 1 at a time. So 2 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We both got 0. So, okay, you go home, and you go up to here. Alright, so that was all of that. Now we do the villain card. Dream Song, 2 of 5. All characters gain 1d3 fatigue. Of course I'm going to do that. So she gets 1. Sherlock gets 1. Not bad, not bad. Mr. Nice Guy gets 1. And there we go. Attach it to the Dream Demon. At the beginning of the villain turn, if it's in the discard pile, shuffle it in. The Dream Demon suffers -1 damage. That's right, it's another one of those. Just like from the Cannibal Rednecks. Although this one only needs 5 instead of 6. So, there is that. Alright, pass this along to Sherlock. He's gotta wake up. He's gotta. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now since Sherlock is here, he's going to do Lucid Dreaming for 1 action. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to encounter Prison Yard. Okay. Well, combine your nerve and perception for this check. Not bad for him. That's 7 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It could still go horribly wrong. 1, 2. Yeah, this one wasn't part of it. 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we got 3. 3. Somehow you get initiated into every prison gang. Attach Prison Yard to get +2 combat. And the inmates quickly kill the behemoth that was chasing you. He got 1 because of a successful perception check, but I'm going to get rid of it. Yeah, there's only 1 there. Alright, so he did that. He instantly stands up. He's awake now. Brings the Dream Demon in. Now, there are no traps here. So if there are no traps, the Dream Demon immediately goes, ha ha ha, I go back home. So he immediately goes back to the dreamscape. Alright, so Sherlock will be able to, on his next turn, lay down some traps. Which is good. That's what we need. We need that. Mr. Nice Guy. You know what? Wake up, Mr. Nice Guy. Oh my goodness. Alright, Mr. Nice Guy. Wake up. Okay. So now he wakes up. He would bring him here. No traps. Go. Nice Guy. We're going to send you to the store. I shouldn't pound on things. I know that mic is pretty sensitive. I didn't even think of it. Okay, combine your perception and attack, your combat to throw. Because there's a mob of customers. So his perception's 3, combat is 2. 2 successes. Succeed. Your aim is true. As soon as the person falls, the frenzy drops. Attach store clerk to gain 2 nerve, which is good for this villain. He uses all different kinds of stats. So it's good to be diversified in stats. And we come back to the Spiritualist. Man, she is having just a bad day with that. Alright, let's go back up to here. 1, and then Lucid Dreaming. 1, 2, call it 3. Spend her clue. Try to wake up. 3, which is good because I don't want her to wake up all the way, because then I can set Sherlock's traps out and then have her drag him in to wherever we have him. So that'll be good. And if we keep somebody at the prison, he suffers +1 damage for each one of them. So that'll be good. So let's plan for that. Let's try to, or we could put it all on there. Yeah, let's do it that way. Alright, so everybody in the real world, these 2, get a fatigue token. She, oh my goodness. Well, she rolls 2 dice versus his 5, because she has to do single combat against him. And oh my. I have not seen this many ties, especially with her rolling only 2, in a long time. In fact, I think this is the most I've seen, like, in that range. Alright, welcome to my world. Anybody in the dreamscape, the horrifying echoes taunt you. Make an agility check. And hers is 2. She succeeded. Succeed. He stalks by, taunting you, but you're safe. gain 1 clue, or remove 1d3 fatigue. Now, I don't want to remove the fatigue right now because of that whole plan. So we're just going to gain the clue to help remove the fatigue later. Now, in the real world, the Dream Demon punishes your mind. Gain 1d3 fatigue and panic. Okay. So, he gets 2. And he's 1 away from falling asleep. We don't want that. You are 1. Now you're panicking. So you go to 4. Okay. So you go to the cemetery. You lose 2 things. Man, oh man. Well, I guess there's not much we can do about it. Let's do 1 and 2. Both from the prison. At least it puts stuff in the prison for us to find. We at least have that. And you'd lose 3 things and go to location 3. 1, 2. Store clerk. That's you here. Alrighty. But at least it hasn't been a song yet. Although, we're getting closer. Yeah, she's gonna have to hang out there one more round. So the nice guy, Blue, Asylum. Starting at the Asylum, he has to make a nerve check. He succeeded on the nerve check, which means he gets +1 to a single check. So we do the anatomy textbook. Oh, good, an item. You know what? We're gonna make this really thematic. We're gonna. Yeah, I got one more. My friends and I roll 1d6. 1. He says that he's a medic and he's nicer than the new doctor. Remove 1d3. And he removes 3. So, hey, Johnny healed you, which is good. But we're going to use this because, again, laying a trap doesn't cost anything. We're going to put a trap there. Now I need to bring him, and we'll put 2 more traps there. And hopefully she can drag the Dream Demon to the Asylum. Alright, so speaking of her, okay, we're going to go 1 to the prison. I know I want her to bring him to the Asylum, but we're not ready to bring him out yet, so I want her to try to get items and things for when she comes out. So let's try this. I could use a clue, but I don't want to, because I want to save it to wake up next time. Bulletproof vest. Okay, does she get the bulletproof vest now? Make a perception check of 3. Yes, she does. She attaches a bulletproof vest. Okay, so that's her too. Now, Captain Sherlock is going to say, do you want to try that? You know what, let's do that, because that's free. 4 versus 4. We're going to try to beat up that skeleton, just to free up the cemetery. Not on that try. But we do get it on that one. Plus it gives us a clue, which is always good. So we beat up the skeleton. And we're going to go here for 1 action. Free. We're going to drop these 2. Boom, boom. Now we have 3 traps. We have that asylum trapped pretty well. And we're going to encounter it. Operating room. After wheeling you into the OR, the orderly goes for the doctor. Yeah, again, the asylum is all about this new doctor pulling in patients into his abandoned asylum and performing horrifying experiments. So if we fail any of these checks, we have to perform the fail, but we got to do the checks in order. Number 1 has an agility or combat check. Well, his combat's 4. Good, we succeeded at the combat thing. Examine your spoils. Gain 2 clues. Oh wait, first we have to look around. Make a perception and... No, it's or. It's supposed to be or. So perception is 4. Good. We way succeeded on that one. Succeed. Examine your spoils. Gain 2 clues. So we get 2 clues. And admire your new scalpel. Plus it was a perception check that we made. Attach operating room to gain one combat. Now, I'm going to do it. I'm going to use, because it's not once a turn, we're just trapping that thing all together. Okay. We have all of that. Didn't fall asleep yet, although he's about to fall asleep on this turn. So yeah, anybody in the real world, bing, bing. So he now, Sherlock Holmes, falls asleep. Then we come back to here with her, and she gets 1, which is a clue. So that's good. Dream Song, 4 of 5. All characters get 1d3 fatigue, as we do. He gets 2. When a character is killed, the Dream Demon heals 1d3. So there we go. If somebody dies, he heals. Okay, so this passes over to her, and she, Red, moves to the asylum. Takes off a clue. And here we go. 2. And that's why I like having the 2 clues there. Now we'll spend her other one, because there's only 1 fatigue token left. We'll put that over there. And remember, the Dream Demon suffers -1. Oh, right, we wanted everybody at the prison. Well, too late. Again, I don't change things. We play it as it is. So now, since she dropped all her fatigue, she wakes up and brings him here. And we have 4 traps. First one, 1, nothing. 2, so he takes 1 damage for this one. 1 damage for this one. And lastly, 1 for that one. So there we go. There's all 4 of our traps. Now it could have gone with more damage, but he has that song out. Okay. Now she will. So she moved up there. She did that. You know what she's going to do? She's going to move back to the prison. She's going to lay out her bulletproof vest. I know it's kind of dangerous, but that's what she's going to do. Sherlock is in the dream world. That's why I wanted to do that. And so Sherlock is going to say, hey, let's come down here for 1 action. Second action, we're going to actually spend a clue to grab the Chi-Chi, because we can spend a clue to choose which card we're going to encounter. And we got nerve and that, so that's 10 dice again. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, that's plenty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can attach this with 3 tokens. So we'll be able to set out a trap on our turn. Now, get back there. Come on, Sherlock. Okay, so we got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1 more. I think I got rid of the clue. If I didn't, just in case. Because battery died and I had to change things. Alright, so now he stands up, brings him here. Okay, and let's see. You take, where are you? Oh, there it is. 2, 3, 4. So he would take 4 damage, but again, because of that, so he goes 1, 2, 3. And we take the trap, and then we put it back here. Okay. Now, unfortunately, because he's there with us, we have to, that's right, single combat roundy against him. Who has the better chance? I'm going to say Sherlock with his 4 dice. versus the Dream Demons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he won. So I get sent back here. Now he still has an action yet, because he moved and did what he did. No, he encountered, so he got Chi-Chi, so he's out of actions. But now we have to take 1 versus 5 for the Spiritualist, because he didn't lose his single combat round in the real world, so he doesn't go home. So she takes 2. And there we go. Now we go to the nice guy. Oh, nice guy should be sleeping. I'm going to send the nice guy to search the asylum. He got the operating room. Let's see. His agility's 2, but his combat's 2, so it doesn't matter. But you succeeded on that one. Perception or nerve, both 3. And you succeeded there. Now you get to attach the operating room, and you get +1 combat. So that's good for you. That's 1 action. Let's do another one here. Oh, make sure we can. Yeah, okay. Let's pick this one. My friends and I roll 1d6. He got a 1. Remove 1d3 of the damage, but he doesn't have any damage. Okay, so you'll have a trap you'll be able to lay out. You would have been able to lay a trap, but you got sent back, and she got sent back as well. Now we come back to the demon's turn. 1, 2. And you get a clue. Buried past. For those in the dreamscape, your family's corpses lie in the dirt. They stand and reach out for you. Victims, 4. So, 4 versus 3. One, 2. 2 to 1. So that's this. Let's see. Real world. The citizens are lying. Make a perception check to pry the information. So his is 4. Well, you know what? We'll start with her. 3 +1. So she succeeded. Gains 1d3 clues. They show you where they buried his body. So she gets, wow, 3 clues off of that one. And he gets, succeeds, and 1 clue. Come on, Sherlock. You can do better than that. But it was a perception check, so you do get that. We're getting closer to the songs, and we don't have any... Yep, no songs in here. Now remember, sure, the deck is getting lower, but the lower the deck gets, the closer we get to his songs, which means the closer he can be to winning. Alright, so this passes on. Sherlock is... He's at home. You know what? He's doing it. He's doing it. He's feeling brazen here. Now, so he's going to... That's 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. 5 versus 4. So we got the prison yard because we're initiated into every prison gang. 2 to 1. Now he would take a damage for this, but -1, but that still sends him back. So we're still okay. Oh no, right. +1 damage there. So yes, he does take 1. And we're going to take Chi-Chi again. Set it out. Second. Since we moved there, Prison Doctor. Combine your nerve and health. So that's 9. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. Plenty of successes. 2 or more. A sarcastic man with a cane says the only way you'll live is to have him along. Attach Prison Doctor. When you remove health, or when you remove damage, remove an extra damage. You may remove Prison Doctor to remove 1d6. Okay, so he's a good ally to have for healing. That's 2. Now the nice guy. Nice guy, where are you? You're up at the asylum with 3 nerve. Good, you succeeded there, so you get a +1 to it. You know what? Keep looking in the asylum. I mean, textbook, which is good. Because we want you to have as many items as we can for when we wake you up. So let's wake you up if we can. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick you up and move you down to here for your second. She, with her plethora of the clues here, you know what? She's going to go back to church. That's where she feels most comfortable. Chaplain, can't believe what you're seeing. A section of the church's wall is wide open. A stairway leads down into darkness. Strange, sickly heat comes from below. A hand pulls you into an alcove. Make a nerve check. Hers is 3, plus the 1 for being at the church. Succeed. Stifle a scream. He shows you a row of fresh skulls. Blood still sticky on some. He wants to help you stop this. Attach Chaplain to gain 2 perception. Getting all kinds of church people with her. Okay, so that's moving that. That's good there. So now it's back to the bad guy. Everybody that's awake gets 1, 1, and 1. Then we come to here. My special place. Oh, you're not going to like this one. He brought his children here. Attach my special place to the Dream Demon. Encounter an additional villain card during the villain turn. In the Dreamscape, characters roll 1d3 instead of 1d6 when removing fatigue. In the real world, burn it down. As a group, detach 2 clues per character to remove my special place from the game. So we would need to detach 6 clues, which we do have, to get rid of this from the game, if we're in the real world, which we are. Okay. So we encounter an additional villain card during the villain turn. Well, it's still the villain turn. Dream Song, 5 of 5. All characters gain 1d3, so she gets 2. And she's asleep. Where are you, girl? Okay. Then we come here. You should have been standing. He only gets 1. He's still awake. Nice guy gets 3. So the nice guy, hey, he's back in bed. Attach it. When a character panics, they discard 1 trap from their location. Alright, so we're getting close, but so is he. That's the whole point of this one. He might seem like he's getting damaged, but at the same time, you're also getting closer to giving him his songs. You've just got to be better than he is. Alright. So let's pass this on. Pass that on. Let's do it. Let's be brave. He will encounter the prison. Safe for now. And he gets a chance at the bulletproof vest. Heck, that'll be everybody that's had a chance at this. Make a perception of 3. 4 plus 1 for the textbook. Okay. Yep, everybody has now officially equipped the bulletproof vest. Okay. Back up to her. Where is she? Up there. You know what? She's going to move down. And then detach 1 to get rid of all 4 of her things. Okay, so she wakes up, brings this guy out, and Chi-Chi goes off. 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, this is only because it's at the prison. So he would take 5, which means he does 3, 4. Any songs? There's 1 song in there, so we'll shuffle that back in at the villain turn. So, now that he's there, he's going to have, let's start it off with Sherlock. 4. Yeah, 4 versus 5. One. Nope, that wasn't. It's a 2, so Sherlock takes 1 damage. He goes home. Now she has to do this. 1v5. I should make him deadlier. 1. So she takes 1. And she goes home. And there he is. That's 2, 3. 3 to 5. Will he? Oh, that's a tie. Again, see that tie again. To the store. Scylla the cat. Nerve or perception. Well, we got 4 of the perception, so we'll do that. Succeed. And we get +1 nerve. I was hoping for items, but we do what we do. Nope, I moved. Now we're back here. You are in the dreamscape. So you get 6, so he has to fight. He has to do single combat round against him. So it's still 3 versus 5. One to 1, so that's a tie again. And I should maybe make him stronger. That'd be nice. And I didn't shuffle this back in. Supposed to do that at the beginning of the villain turn. Okay. Now these two each get 1. Sherlock falls asleep. There you are. And she gets 1. Now we come to here. Dream Song 3 of 5. All characters get 1d3. So she gets 2 fatigue. He gets 3. Harder to wake him up. Only 1. Speaking of waking up, I should have some coffee. Now, attach it, etc., etc. The Dream Demon is +1 on the combat. He has 1 song left, and he wins. Of course, we only have to hit him for 4, and we win. Which one's going to get there first? Okay, we come back to her. She still does not have... she doesn't have an item to put down. So she's going to have to go hunt for one. Her best bet is here. So that's 1. Communion wafers. Make a nerve check. So that's 4. Nope, she failed. Remove communion wafers from the game. Yeah, Sherlock. Here. Take Sherlock here. Or do we want to choose? No, you can't. Because we only remove 1d3 now. We didn't get rid of that. Alright, so we got Chi-Chi again, which is fine. 10 dice, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on, 3 or more. Yes, we got 3 or more. For that, I wasn't even going to bother putting tokens on because I know exactly what I'm doing with it. 2. Alright, well, he still has 3 on him, but we're getting closer. Okay. Then it comes back to nice guy. Where are you? You're over there. You have no clues at all. Okay. So you are going to have to try to get some clues. That is. Let's go over here to the skeleton. Encounter the skeleton. Three versus 4. So you win that. So at least that's a clue. Your other action is going to be the lucid dream to overturn 3. So you'll get a chance at a shovel or a zombie, which will get you a clue. Speaking of clues, spend it. Get rid of one, I don't remember. But anyway. Okay, we come back here. She is here and gets put to sleep. Sherlock gets one, he was already asleep. And he's already asleep, so he gets... No, Sherlock was already asleep. What am I thinking? 4, you get a clue. Mr. Nice Guy gets to fight. 3 versus 6. Because he has the +1 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 to 1. Yeah, I think I might make him more deadly in the instead of 5, put him up to 6 to start. I think we might do that. Alright, so then we do this. Oh, there it is. There's his last song. We would gain the fatigue and so on, but we were really, really close. My streak of losing still continues, but we were close. We only had 3. Now, if he didn't have the one where he suffers -1 damage out at first, we very could have won. We could have won a bit earlier, especially with the prison out. If we hadn't had the prison out, we wouldn't have had the +1 damage for each thing. So yeah, all in all, that's your new Dream Demon. Laying traps, pulling him out. But again, unfortunately, he managed to play his song before we got a chance to stop him. All right, we appreciate you stopping in, taking a look. Let us know what you think, and until next time, when we'll be doing the carnival, have fun.